Well, howdy, 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 y'all. Teresa here. And just me and the critters and the heads. The heads, yes. I have 3 of the heads. The witch came down now because Halloween's over, but you have my mini head there. You have my medium-sized head here. He was outside, and now I brought him in. I know what my neighbors might think, right? And then the Mac Daddy original head. Those stay in all year. Those will stay up. I left 3 heads outside. I left the one on the stake because he's in a planter. And then I left one. I left 2 others that are up on the awning because I classically, wherever I live, will have my heads out year round. I'll decorate them seasonally, right? You know, like I'll put. Okay, you guys are gonna know how weird I am now. Okay, if I scare y'all, I'll put like a plastic Easter egg in the mouth of like this guy or whatever at Easter. Might hang candy canes off them. Christmas time, you know, all that fun stuff. So, you know, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, it's always a sad day when you gotta take down the Halloween stuff. Yeah, I'll talk more about that here in a minute. It is November 1st, 2016. Tuesday afternoon. It is 1:23 p.m. Brad just left with the mechanic. We're having the Jeep, some work done on the Jeep again. Nothing bad. Something, you know, we knew this was coming up. So, anyway, let me do the weather real quick. Hi, Charlie. Are you upset because your daddy done left you, huh? Char? Are you sad? Charlie, where's daddy? Oh, why are you so sad now? Charlie, where's your daddy? Where's daddy? Did he go? He'll be back. I know, you hate it when dad leaves. Let's do the weather, people. I hope everybody had a good Halloween. It was kind of sad for me because we had no trick-or-treaters at all. But, you know, next year, right? It is 80 degrees right now. Real feel is 82. The high will be 84. The low will be 64. Beautiful, sunshiny day. You know, can't complain about that. Beautiful weather. Really loving this time of year here. Yesterday I did end up taking a short nap. Brad did not. But took a nap and got up and Brad grilled barbecue. We used the Italian dressing, salad dressing. If you ever not tried that on chicken, it is so good. It depending on however you like. If you like the zesty or if you like just a normal. We buy just a cheap, you know, Walmart brand. We don't go with the super zesty because, you know, but it is so good on fish, shrimp, and chicken. We find being grilled outside just, gives it such a nice zingy taste. But the only complaint we have is we buy those little propane bottles because we have a little tiny tabletop grill. And the propane bottles, they come in a 2-pack, you know, and they used to be by Coleman, and they were really nice and even and stuff. Now they switched to a different brand, Walmart did, and we really hate it. It's the gas is not nice, even distribute, and it kind of spotty. It's like it's almost got pockets where there's nothing, and you can only cook on high, which makes it a lot harder. So, yeah. So Brett had a challenge there. Like I said, we had no trick-or-treaters. That was sad. You know, that did make me very sad. I love seeing the kids and stuff in costume. I'm so glad we went out yesterday because I got to see some little ones in costumes and some adult stuff, too. Brad made the that pecan caramel cake because I was, it had been a long day and we had been busy and stuff, and I was starting to really hurt. So he did that. Standing up cooking really is painful for me, so he did it, and then it was just a box mix anyway, and then it was just a thing of frosting, and we did it just in little loaf pans, because we don't want to eat the whole thing at one time, and being diabetic, you got to really watch that anyway. So but it was nice. I had a whole scent thing going on. We had that cake going. I had that caramel pecan cinnamon wax melts going. I had my pumpkin candle going. I had my French toast candle going, and I had the two votives that were, I think they were pumpkin cinnamon, and I had both of those going last night, and that was really nice. And I just noticed that really kind of stinks. I had just put them in here, and I probably shouldn't have. But my wick is way over here, right up against the side. It's not going to burn. So, what I do if I have, the same way with this one. This one may burn. If I have something like that happen where you have a defect, I will go ahead and take this candle out, and put it in chunks and throw it in a Ziploc bag and use it in my wax melter. So, still get a nice scent throw that way. So we did all that. My legs are leaking, and I'm so glad I got to talk with my friend Julie about that last night. And I didn't realize that her husband has that same kind of an issue. Well, it's not exact same, but similar. Because and what they're doing is they're leaking the extra water. Plus side is that's making the cellulitis much better. So, I told my husband I've got a sprinkler in my ankles right now. I mean, I've got about 3 spots on each ankle where it's just, leaking water. I mean, droplets of it and stuff. So, I know other people fight cellulitis and lymphedema and stuff, and, that's kind of the sad thing is that, it's uncomfortable, but it's not as uncomfortable as having your legs so swollen that, when they get so swollen that they actually look shiny, and stuff. So, yeah. But the lymphedema or the cellulitis is feeling much better. The kidney thing is feeling much better. I'm still taking medication for both those, eating yogurt. We finally finished that horrible yogurt. Now we're just back on the little, the good value, or maybe it's great value. I can't remember if it's good or great value, but of their yogurt. Be doing that. Somebody asked about the creamer recipe. I've talked about making liquid creamer, and we've talked about this many times before, but I'll give it one more time. It is 1 cup of hot water, not boiling, but hot. And then 1 cup of powdered creamer, and then you shake that really well. And then you can add vanilla if you want to. You can add, if you use sugar, you can add that at that time if you like a sweeter creamer. Or you can add artificial sweetener. You can add your coffee syrup, or you can add spices. Like not too long ago, we made a lovely pumpkin spice creamer. So you can do that. You can add things like hot chocolate packets or cappuccino packets, if you want to make a flavored creamer. Get inventive, have fun. And then a cup of cold water, and shake that all really well. We have a shaker bottle, and then just store it in your fridge. And that's all there is to it, and it saves you so much money. And to me, it is just like the creamer that you buy at the store, but not near the calories and not near the cost. So that's that recipe. And somebody else had made a comment about, did Brad always up doing dishes because you hear water running? And no, he doesn't do all the dishes. I do part of the dishes too. which you live in an RV, you don't have very big sinks. So yes, we are continually doing dishes, but what you're hearing probably for the water running, because see, remember I'm hearing impaired, so I'm not hearing it, is probably our ice maker. Our ice maker, and like I said, we live in a very small space, so anything running and stuff you're going to hear. I know you guys have heard the ice dropping before. We have a portable ice maker, which we really love. Is a lifesaver. And so, but you'll hear the water running in it, and you'll hear the ice dropping and stuff. But that thing, I think we paid $45 for it well over a year ago, probably about a year and a half ago. And that thing has paid for itself because we use a lot of ice. And especially living in an RV, you do not have the freezer space to keep bags of ice or to keep ice trays. Because it's not a full-size fridge or freezer. So this ice maker is wonderful, for that. So we have ice on hand. We're not having to go, ice here is $2 a bag, I know other people are using, they end up using their coolers, their portable coolers, and putting bags of ice in there, and every day they have to buy more. So, that's probably what you're hearing, though, is the ice maker, and we cook from scratch. We have a small sink, so we're doing dishes frequently, I slept better last night, so did Brad. We're glad to have melatonin again. We hadn't taken any in about a month, and that is really nice to have. It's just enough to kind of put you over the edge there, so you can actually sleep. And that we did do. And then, let's see. I told you guys, Brad just left with the mechanic to go get, we're having the tension pulley replaced, and I think maybe the idle pulley, I don't know. When Brad took the Jeep to the mechanic this morning, there were 2 things wrong instead of 1, and he had to go get a part. And of course, this guy always does a phenomenal job, and he always does it as cheap as possible, and he's really a wonderful guy. And they had just finished it, and they come and pick him up. It's just down the road. It's just down there in PANACEA. It's about 3 miles. But, they just run on down like, hey, they know where we are, And, not too long ago, the owner of this mechanic shop, and I guess he owns many of them through Florida and Georgia, stopped out here to talk to Brad because they had a little bit of trouble getting this Jeep fixed. There was just a bunch of problems gone wrong, and then a wire wasn't secured, and so then it died on Brad again and stuff, and we don't do things this way, he said to Brad, and we're very sorry and stuff. And it's like, wow, he was in town, because he actually lives in Georgia, and he came down here, and so I'm teasing Brad, though, because the mechanic, it's like, going, I'm on my way, and I said, you're a hoe, aren't you? That's your customer, isn't it? You're actually not really even working at Dollar General. You really work street corner again. So it's a kind of a running joke. He's like, yeah, you're right. So anyway, they said that would still be hopefully less than 100. Have all that done. So, it's always something. But Brad's going to have to run up Tallahassee sometime this week. So we need to make sure that this Jeep is just, because that's, up there a bit, and, so, yeah, and I'll probably ride with him when he has to go up there and do something for work, and, I'll probably ride with, not just stay in the Jeep when he goes and does his stuff, so, I've only been to Tallahassee one time, so always kind of interesting to go up there. Took down Halloween stuff, that's very sad. That's very, very sad. Put some of it back in storage, and some of it will just, my heads will stay out here and keep me company. Because inside now I have 6 heads. And believe it or not, I have more heads, but they're in storage. A few more. And then I've got tree heads still outside that'll stay out there. And I have some skeleton hands coming out of my vegetable pot. Those will stay out there. Everything's growing great. I had to water stuff again. But everything's growing wonderful. Gosh, I love being able to garden, so much longer. I just love that. That's a dream come true. I always dreamed of living in a warmer climate where I could grow more stuff. What else? The lights inside this RV are not working, and the main overhead ones are not working. There's two here, and also, what else is not working? The porch light is not working, and Brad cannot figure out what's going on. Excuse me, that would be so rude. Did you have a rude Nixie with Bing? But, yeah, the porch light's not working. So we don't know, and Brad looked and cannot find a fuse blown out or anything. He's going to try to reset stuff again and see if that'll probably do it. I could go back and do that. I know what he's talking about there. So, I can't wait till we get into a normal housing again, because one of the things is everybody thinks living in an RV will be so cheap, or a travel trailer. It really is not. If you have things break down, be prepared that it costs a lot of money. If you have your air conditioning unit go out on these things, it costs a lot of money to repair. If you have a generator go out, it costs a lot of money to replace or repair. That's why so many people don't repair them. If your fridge goes out or your hot water heater on these things, because they are specific sizes and stuff, it costs a lot of money. Even replacing things like blinds and stuff, it's a specific size and stuff. That's why a lot of people end up going to curtains or whatever. But yeah, it's not really that cheap. We really want to find a nice rental home to get, and then be able to, have somebody else worry about doing the repairs and stuff. We did get a nice broom rake yesterday. An inexpensive one. It was less than $7. Nixie, thank you. At Walmart, and because there are all these pine needles, and I mean, they're very flammable, and they have this lawn crew come through, and they do a shit job. Even the manager of the park says, boy, they don't come through and clean anything up, any of the leaves or pine needles or anything. And I mean, this stuff is flammable. Also, you don't want to have a whole bunch of that all laying around, because snakes love to hide in it, bugs and mice and stuff love to hide in it. So Brad raked all that up and put in a big pile, so next time they come through, they'll have to take it. And then Brad has to work tonight. Yep. He has to work tonight. He's working a lot of hours. And I know people are probably wondering, well, how can he work all of a sudden and be working full time when you guys were trying to get disability? Because he just has to. And he's in a lot of pain. And, the doctor even said that, he didn't think Brad could work and stuff. But you just don't have any choice. I mean, our friend Ed has lost part of his leg, and they denied him. So, for now, we're just putting that on the back burner. Brad's trying to do what he can do to get us into a normal housing situation, and stuff. Because I've got some medical issues going on, and some things that we know are going to have to be done, probably some surgeries and stuff. We can't do that until we've got some medical insurance, and until we're into a normal house, there's no way I could be having these surgeries done and stuff. So, we're just doing everything we can. Yes, he's in a ton of pain at night. I usually go back and rub his feet and stuff because they hurt so bad, and the neuropathy and stuff that, I'll rub them and that'll calm him down, his back and stuff. There's certain limitations he has at work, but they're understanding with that, but, it is what it is. I mean, you just don't really have any choice. I mean, you guys know we went through months of trying to get this stuff going, and we never could get anything going, and, so many people helped us out and stuff, in which we are so appreciative of, but, you got to help yourself. You can't expect people to keep helping and stuff if you're not helping yourself and doing everything you can. It's supposed to be a hand up, not a hand out. And, so this is what we're doing. This is, we're just doing the best we can. And he does like working too. He always has, actually, So it certainly feels a lot better than, wondering if we're going to have enough money for food and stuff. So, that kind of goes all into my topic for today is don't be the victim. And it's not, life hands us all some really hard journeys and circumstances. I was in a previous marriage that was very abusive. I also grew up in a very abusive house. So I know about all of that. I know about domestic violence and abuse and about, being abused and stuff as a child in so many different ways. But at some point in time, you've got to quit being the victim and stand up for yourself. Because when you're a child, you can't control what happens to you. And when you are an adult, until you realize that you can't control it. But at some point in time, you have to stand up for yourself and no longer be that victim. No longer sit there and have somebody tear you down verbally. Because you have legs and you can walk away. Or you can put on headphones. Or you can just tune them out. So many people I see have developed such a huge chip on their shoulders. And if you're reading like their posts on Facebook and stuff, it's normally always doom and gloom. Coming from somebody who, and I know we're all different, but somebody who has, and I've been very frank with, some mental health issues as far as depression and stuff. But you still have to do everything in your power to bring yourself out of it, to get yourself in a positive frame. I was having a hard time last night. I even sat here and cried for a little bit. I was missing the days when, you would take your kids trick-or-treating, and, just the normalcy of Halloween, of seeing the kids in the costume and stuff, and, so I sat here and talked with Brad for a while and cried for a little bit. And he hugged me and stuff. Then I talked with my cousin Julie, who's always just a wonderful, fun person to talk to. I talked with my good friend Sheila that lives right next door and stuff. And, then I was good to go. I released it and stuff, but I didn't let myself stay in that feeling depressed and stuff and playing the victim. You can't play the victim. I could sit here for a month of Sundays and go on with some stuff that's going on in our life, but what good would it do? And we all need to vent. I'm not saying that we shouldn't vent and stuff. You guys certainly know I do. But also, you got to do everything you can to improve your life. My issue is when somebody keeps complaining about their life, but they're not taking steps toward making it better. If you're really, really miserable in life, and you're really, really miserable in the current situation you're in, you've got to make those changes. I mean, we got to a point where we were very unhappy how we were living and where we were living and our lifestyle in Wyoming. And we took that chance and we moved all the way across country. And it's not been easy. You guys know it's been really, really, really rough for about 5 months. Things are getting better now. But I've learned so many valuable lessons along the way, and so did Brad. And I've become a much humbler person. And I have really, really am so blessed with so many wonderful friends. You guys are my family. And I have learned to become a stronger person and that I can overcome so much. No, I can't overcome everything. There's certain physical things going on that I just can't overcome, that I have to accept and just deal with, and I am. My life is still really great, though. My life is still really great. And I believe that we can all overcome so much. You look at some people that have been in concentration camps and have undergone such horrific things. And then you look at our lives and you're like, really? If that person can overcome that and go through what they've gone through, I think I can handle this. I think I can handle this. You know, it's like with me physically. Will I ever be like I was even 10 years ago? No. But I can improve, and I can be the best I can be and as strong as I can be, and still feel very blessed because I'm alive. You know. Every month I like to pick a new phrase that I kind of keep saying to myself. And if you get a text from me, you know it's always on the bottom also. And while I'm not one really to call on the phone and chat, I'm a heck of a texter, so you know. But is bring the positive in, let the negative out, and that will be my motto for this month, being November, you know. But I mean, don't play the victim and sit there and keep complaining about your life if you're not going to do the legwork to improve it. And everybody has their own idea of what improvement is. Some people is a small thing that they're going to do that will help, and some people it's a large thing, or it may be a combination of things. Just because you're unhappy with where you live, no, you don't have to go as drastic as we did and move clear across country. We did this for many, many, many reasons, which I've already talked about. You know, but maybe you could move to another part of your town, or maybe you could, you know, just fix up your place, or maybe changing jobs, or even changing the apartments of what you work. You know, maybe not listening to that negative friend any longer. You know, maybe just, you know, doing a few simple exercises instead of, you know, doing that, running that 5K and stuff. I mean, it's like, starting tomorrow, I will start back with exercising, and I think that would be good for me, and I think it would be good helping get the water off and stuff off my legs, so I'll be doing that again starting tomorrow. You know, but life is beautiful. We got to keep pushing, guys. I mean, you know, we weren't given this life to waste it, to sit there and feel sorry for ourselves. You ever watch people that have always had a lot of disabilities and stuff, and how wonderfully they overcome them? And you sit there and you marvel and you think, how did that person who was born with no legs or no arms or both learn to do so much, overcome so much? Because they don't give up. So, you know, that Jack Russell Terrier dog. Excuse me, that would be so rude, and people just want to know why this Charlie dog is being so rude. Charlie, come here. Hey, really? Really? People still see you because they can see your head. Charlie, don't be naughty, okay? Charlie, you won't get a treat. Oh, leave it. Here comes your daddy anyway. No, don't get excited. I was just kidding. Okay, Captain Woo Woo. I knew you were going to do that. Holy moly. I shouldn't have said daddy. Now they're excited. Holy crap. I think, yep, they know daddy's coming. Whoa, ho, 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 whoa, wow, woo. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Remember, I love you guys, and I cherish your friendship so much, and I think you guys are awesome. And we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.